most people don't understand due diligence because you're only really interested in performance. So how much have I got and where is it now? There's a few stories that they tend to be horror stories in terms of funds that haven't had the right level of due diligence applied to them. So due diligence for me involves three things. Performance, which I've just touched on, I get that, you know, I'm invested myself, I want to make money. The due diligence is also in terms of the provider, making sure that they're financially secure. The reason being is that if the provider or the fund manager is not making the right investment decisions and they have invested in illiquid funds, for example, small companies, there's a run on the fund, somebody wants to retire, there's no liquid cash available, where are they getting the money from? So we need to make sure that the investment decision being made as part of the due diligence process is done within that. And then lastly, service. We are met with people, there's one or two providers who will go unnamed at this time, who I'm sure everyone knows in the review process who they are. But there'll be sometimes, you know, turnaround times, 21 days for evaluation, 30 days to process a drawdown request for their income. There's nothing we can do about that. So what we do is we offset, saying, okay, yes, you're getting performance, but you have to accept the delay in service. Now, some people are fine with that because, as I say, the focus is performance, but we believe it's a three-pronged approach to make sure you get the best of three worlds. We're talking about due diligence in terms of the provider. What people might think it automatically is like Northern Rock, you know, the financial crisis, the RBS, you know, whatever it might be, the banks going bust. A lot of the time, what we use is platforms, and the platform are the administration provider. So the administration provider, they administer the funds. The funds themselves are actually invested in individual funds. So whilst we do the due diligence of the provider to ensure their, you know, security financially, the funds that sit under that mean that the money is invested in multiple places with multiple different managers, with multiple different views in different locations and different asset classes. So what we do at each review is we look at the asset allocation, because that can change over time. And the asset allocation means how much more money is in cash, what's in property, what's in equity, what's in bonds. And it can vary over time because the fund manager makes decisions on what's best for the fund. We need to make sure that the fund is managed within the risk profile that you tell us. Because if you start off with, say, for example, 60% in bonds and 40% in equities, and then 2 years later it's 60% in equities and 40% in bonds, that fund is no longer what you wanted that to be. So the asset allocation will run through as part of the review process, just to show you where it sits, make sure you're still comfortable with it. Of course, the due diligence that we have through the St James's Place Investment Management do that as well on your behalf, but you've got I guess an extra layer of security there to make sure that if something is changing, we'll make you aware very quickly and you can decide whether that's still in your comfort zone or not.